Here's the Q106A oscillator, and this oscillator is a combination of a regular Q106 oscillator plus a Q141 oscillator aid module. So with the Q106A, you get both the Q106 and the 141 all together in a double wide panel. So you get access to soft sync, and you get individual wave forms selected here in addition to the outputs. And you get AC and DC switching of linear and exponential frequency. So I'm going to do some experiments here, and I'll show you the output on the scope. And there's the output of the oscillator, and here's our pitch input, so we can now we have access, just like on the Q106, to all the oscillator outputs. And pulse. But we also have these waveforms here in the waves section, and you get to select them with the rotary switch, and you can adjust their amplitude here, and you get both a positive and a minus output together. So if we go here, we turn this down to 0, we'll get nothing, and if we turn it up, we get the waveform. You also have hard sync and soft sync here, and we can use another oscillator here and sync them up. You can see here on the waveform that this is a sine wave, but it's being synced by the other oscillator, so it's chopped up there. And that works for other waveforms too. So there's no filter going on there, just sync. You have access to soft sync, and there's a discussion on the website about the difference between hard and soft sync. But hard sync basically gives you synchronizing the wave all the way to 0 every time you get a pulse. Soft sync is more of a level adjustment. So when it reaches a certain level, then you get a sync signal. Now here's something you can do that's interesting, because you have access to a separate set of waves here. So we can take, let's look at the sawtooth wave, and let's take one of these outputs, and let's take a triangle wave, and let's feed it back into another 1 volt per octave input. Now notice the wave we get. And that waveform has a different set of harmonics than you can get with another waveform. And you can adjust the amount here. That's pretty cool. And it's just a 1 patch cable. Let's try some others. Look at that. And we can do that up here with linear frequency also. So there's a quick overview of the Q106A oscillator, and it's basically a combination of a regular Q106 oscillator and the Q141 oscillator aid module.